Hello my dear friends, welcome back to this video class. This is Jayashri. In the last class I have asked you to watch some videos. I hope you have watched them. If you haven't watched those videos, please pause this video and watch those videos first and then come back to this video. In that way you are going to understand what I am about to teach very well. Please do that. If you did not watch, please go watch those videos first and then come back to this video. Without any further delay, let's get started. This is Evelyn Glennie, about whom we are going to talk now. Let's see what other people have said about her. God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. John Blades has said so about Evelyn Glennie. Evelyn fought against her physical disability and made her life a success story. What was her physical disability? That she is deaf. She cannot hear. But she overcame that physical disability to become successful. How it had happened, let us know her life story and how she had made her life a success story. Are you not interested to listen? Let's move on. A girl of 17 nervously waiting for the train at the platform felt the vibrations of the approaching train. At the age of 17, she wanted to join in Royal Academy of Music. Royal Academy of Music is a prestigious institution to learn music. It is located in UK. She wanted to join there, so she auditioned for that at the age of 17. So she was waiting for the train to go to Royal Academy of Music. She felt the vibrations of the approaching train because she was deaf. She felt the vibrations of that approaching train. She was very nervous. Any teenager would be nervous as they audition for the Royal Academy of Music, since it is such a prestigious institution. But she had faced a bigger challenge in her life. What was the bigger challenge than this? Than the audition of the Royal Academy of Music? The bigger challenge was she was profoundly deaf. What do you mean by profoundly deaf? Even at the highest possible volume, she cannot hear a thing. That's how deaf she is. Evelyn's loss of hearing had been gradual. It was not sudden. It happened gradually. It happened slowly. She lost her hearing slowly because of the nerve damage. How it happened? Let's know that. Her mother noticed that Evelyn was not responding when her name was being announced. One day she was participating in a kind of competition where she had to play the piano, and her name was being announced there, but Evelyn was not moving. Evelyn's mother observed that for the first time. Apparently, she couldn't hear. She did not hear her name being announced and she did not move. That was the first time when her mother noticed that Evelyn had some difficulty in hearing. But what happened, you know? She hid her deafness until she was 11. She concealed her deafness until she turned 11 years. What happened after that? Upon headmistress' advice, they took her to a specialist. At the age of 11, what happened? Her headmistress, Evelyn's headmistress, called Evelyn's parents and told them that her performance in the examinations was very disappointing. So please do take her to a specialist. By then, her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. According to her headmistress' advice, her parents had taken her to a specialist. And what did the specialist say? Due to nerve damage, she lost her hearing power. She has to wear hearing aids, and you also have to join her in the school for deaf. That's what the specialist advised Evelyn's parents. But everything turned black right at that moment for Evelyn. She couldn't take it. But what happened, you know? she overcame that difficulty. How it did happen? Evelyn did not give up. Evelyn did not admit her failure. She did not give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and continue to pursue her interest in music. Right from her childhood, she was interested in music, but she did not want to stop. She wanted to continue learning music even though she could not hear. What happened, you know? One day she observed a girl playing xylophone. She also wanted to play that, but her teachers did not encourage her as she was deaf. But one teacher, Ron Forbes, encouraged her to learn music. You know, he identified that potential in Evelyn Glennie. He encouraged Evelyn not to listen to music through ears but to sense it some other way. That's what he said. That was the moment when her life got changed. That was the turning point of her life. Because until then, she was trying to hear the music through her ears with the support of hearing aids. But what happened at that moment, you know? She removed the hearing aids and then she tried to feel the music through her body. So suddenly she realized that she could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from the waist down. She realized that she could feel the sound. That was the moment that changed her life. Soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. She started to sense music in her cheekbones, in her feet, in her skin, in her hair. She started to feel it. She started to feel the music all through her body. She says like this: I had learned to open mind and body to sounds and vibrations. She may not hear music through her ears, but she started to hear music through other parts of her body. She opened her mind and body to sounds and vibrations. She started to feel them. She started to listen to the music through other parts of her body, not through ears. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of Academy. She did not only get selected there, but she scored the highest marks in the history of Academy. That's the potential of Evelyn Glennie. At the end of her 3-year course in Royal Academy, she had captured most of the top awards. That's how she had learnt. She could play more than 1,000 instruments now. She had mastered playing more than 1,000 percussion instruments. Can you believe that? It takes a lifetime for us to learn to play at least one instrument, but she has mastered playing over 1,000 instruments. That's not any simple thing. She understands the speech by watching the whole face, especially the eyes, not just lips. You know, without hearing aids, she understands what the other person is speaking. She observes the face of the person who is speaking, especially the eyes, not just the lips. Many people think that if you look at the lips, you understand what they are telling. But according to Evelyn, she watches the whole face, especially the eyes, not just the lips of the person who is speaking. You know something? She does not miss a word that she is spoken to. She understands each and every word. And you know something? She even has learned French and Japanese. She even has mastered French and she learned basic Japanese. And her accent has no flaws. She has that Scottish accent and she speaks flawlessly. She explains that she could speak flawlessly because she could hear until she was 8 years old. But that does not explain how she had learnt French and Japanese. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of her body. It tingles in the skin. She feels it in the skin, in her cheekbones, and even in her hair. She feels it all through her body. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. That was not the only award she had received. There were many other awards that she had received. Evelyn is a workaholic. She loves to work. She works. She does not like to stop working. She enjoys her work. What she does, she gives concerts in prisons and hospitals. Apart from the normal concerts outside, she also gives concerts in prisons and hospitals. And she also takes classes for young musicians. She teaches young musicians, taking time from her hectic international schedule. She teaches young children, she performs on the stage, live concerts will be there, she records in the studios, and sometimes she visits hospitals and prisons, and there she gives her performances. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra. Earlier, she was one in the orchestra, but later she performed solo on the stage. She even brought the percussion instrument to the front of the orchestra. Earlier, percussion was one of the instruments that are played in the orchestra, but what she did, she brought that musical instrument to the front of the orchestra. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look at her and say, if she can do it, I can. So all the disabled people look up to her and they say, if she can do it, I also can do it. Her life is a great inspiration for all of us, not only to the disabled people, for all of us. Let's take inspiration from this lady and get motivated. I hope you have inspired listening to this story. From this, we have to understand that determination, perseverance, and hard work, these are the things that makes a person successful. No disability can stop you from being successful if you have the determination, perseverance, and if you work hard, of course. So, with that note, I'm going to end this video. Please take care. Stay home. Bye bye.